Can he beat Law without him ever activating his room?
Stop it.
Okay. Well, today in this video, that's what I'm planning on finding out. So obviously, to prevent him from activating his room, we need to keep him stunned. So for my fruit, I'm going to eat ice. For obvious reasons, for my fighting style, I'm going with Death Step. So let's go to Winter Castle to equip it. So let's go over here and talk to Walmart 02 to equip Death Step. For my sword, I'm using Soul Cane. For my gun, I'll be using Soul Guitar. And finally, the race that I'm going to be using is Gold. And now that we got our loadout, it's time to attempt beating Law without him ever activating his room. So, to spawn him, you need to go above the building that the Smoke Admiral spawns, and behind the building you'll see an entrance. Inside there will be an NPC. Talk to him, and he will trade you the microchip for 1000 fragments. Now that you've got the microchip, once you go outside of this area and look left, you will see a tall building with chains holding a bucket of lava. Go on top of the building, and to the right side you'll see another entrance. And now that you're here, you need to press the green button, and that will start the Law raid. So now, let's start our first Law raid. You can do this raid with other people, but I'm just him, so I don't need anyone else. And I guess it also helps that I've got no friends.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
Alright, let's start our first Law raid. Looks like it's impossible, thanks for watching. Now that's what a quitter would say, but I'm just that guy and I don't give up so easily. So after trying again, and again, I just was not fast enough to stun him with the V move. So I decided to equip different fighting styles to test which one would work against him as the starting move. So let's start with the one I have right now, which is Death Step. And that obviously didn't work. Now, the next fighting style on our checklist would be Superhuman, so let's go equip it. So let's just talk to this guy and equip it. So let's start the raid with Superhuman. So let's just go to the side, and I think I'm gonna flash up into Superhuman C and then use Soul Cane. Okay, so I'm glad I was able to land the move which prevented him from activating his room right away, but there was a slight delay after I used Superhuman C which rendered me unable to land Soul Cane Z. So let's keep trying to see how far we can get. Alright, so let's just do the same thing that we did before. Alright, so let's equip the final fighting style we can get in the second C, Sharkman Karate. So let's go to the Forgotten Island to equip it. I think I'm gonna equip Spiky Trident right now since I think it'll best suit this fighting style. So what I'm gonna do is hit him first with Sharkman C, and then use Spiky X, and then I'm gonna follow up with a few stuns. That was on me, not gonna lie. So what I'm gonna do is that instead of using Spiky X, I'm gonna use Soul Guitar Z since it shoots out faster. Then I'm gonna follow up with Spiky X, then use the stun moves, and we'll see how it goes from there. And we just gotta keep him stunned like that, maintain, like, you know, just get a routine, right? And that's what you call adaptability. Alright, so now let's try to execute it. And of course we miss it. Alright, that was really a skill issue, but I see the vision and I think it might work. So let's just keep trying. I saw the vision, but looks like I'm blind. But I was thinking, and might as well start with Spiky X from far away and then use Ice right after, so let's see how that works. Alright, not bad.
That was a very good attempt, and I think it's the farthest one we have done. Since I'm going with the Spiky Trident X route, I think I'm gonna switch to Death Step again to be able to stun him for longer periods of time. And now that we've equipped Death Step, let's hit this guy with all we got. That was a pretty good attempt, and I think I failed, and I could modify this for it to be a little bit better. So without wasting more time, let's get started. I think that the only way to keep him stunned for longer is if I have another person helping me, or if I replace Spiky Trident with Soul Cane. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to Soul Cane, and let's see what we can do. Now that we've switched over to Soul Cane, let's start. And I also need to remember to activate my V move on Death Step before hitting him. That unfortunately didn't work out, and I'm not sure why I didn't think of this before, but hear me out. Electric. With this fighting style, I can use a stun instead of for the next move. So now let's see how we fare against him. So now that we've equipped Electric, let's start. Let me just get in a good position. That was good, but I could have followed up with Soul Guitar Z to extend it even more, but I didn't think of that. I have a feeling that this is going to be a good attempt, so let's get started.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't even know anymore. In any case, let's keep trying this combo and see how it goes for us. Alright, let's see. Not bad at all. 40,000 damage before I activated his room. That's 10,000 more damage than the last good run. The issue was, I had more times than I used to lose, which is why I couldn't follow up. And I haven't been taking advantage of Soul Guitar X. And luckily for me, I don't make the same mistake twice.
That attempt didn't even work out anyway.
My problem is that I don't know what to use next, so I'll make myself learn the cooldowns of every single thing that I'm using. If you guys are not interested in the process, I'll share a timestamp on when I'm finished, so you guys can skip ahead. So without wasting more time, let's get started. First, let's start with the melee that we'll be using, which is Electric. I think I'm gonna stick with this one because it's simply better than the other fighting styles that I've used. As you can see on the top right, I got a stopwatch, and I'll be timing the duration of the cooldown of each move that we will be using, and I'm gonna study them after. So let's get started. The timer is gonna start once the cooldown actually goes down. And that's time. I will be fast forwarding so you guys don't have to stick through this. So, I've taken so long with this video that the Blox update dropped. But in any case, I forgot one important thing that I'm able to use. And that's raise v4. So after studying the moves and cooldowns, I optimized the combo that I'm gonna do. And all that's left is to defeat Law. So my friend Zosu here is going to help me get v4, because if I try to hit NPCs for v4, it'll take forever.
So now let's activate V4 and let's see how we do.
Not bad. Around 80k damage before he activated his room. And I didn't think of this earlier, but with Angel v4 and its natural stun, I wouldn't need to rely on my moves as often. Unfortunately, I don't even have Angel v4 unlocked yet, so I need to find the full moon server, complete the trials, beat the other players, train, and then repeat the whole process until I fully max out my stun.
And just like that, let's fully unlock our stun. Now let's try to defeat him with Angel. Honestly, it might just be a skill issue. After a few more attempts with Angel, I realized I was way better off sticking with Gold. I definitely overestimated Angel's stun in my head, but hey, it was my first time using it, so cut me some slack.
So guys, we're finally done. After more than 500 attempts, we managed to beat him. It was quite a journey, and around halfway through my attempts, I remember that some accessories reduced cooldowns, so I ended up going with Saber Cap since I was struggling with my ice moves. So I essentially sacrificed speed for lower cooldown since the accessory that I was using before was Pilot Home. Thank you to anyone who has made it this far into the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. God bless you all, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time.